I don't know. After hearing him calm and talking about the Tether story, it's probable.
Go down to the county attorney's office. I think you'll find a lot of humans down there.
All right.
No disrespect.
Stop driving.
I'm flirting with the judge in front of my dad.
Probation. What's going on? This is Colin. How's everybody doing? Happy Monday. Happy Martin Luther King Day. Got a good video for tonight. We're going to start out with this random SovCit video I found. I don't know if it's a SovCit. The judge declared it as a SovCit, so we're going to have fun with that. I've got a special guest joining me here shortly, so that's going to be fun. You all know who it is. It's going to be a lot of fun. But court this weekend was kind of wild. Michigan, Texas. I don't know what y'all doing over the holiday weekend, but you guys are having a lot more fun than everyone else is, apparently. Yeah, it's not fun. It's not fun. All right, let's start the video. And then here shortly, when my special guest arrives, we will talk about them. All right. But you already know what to do before I get started. Before I hit that play button, like and subscribe, and do your jump kick backflips. Let's go. Hello, everybody in the chat. I see all the names popping by. I'll say hi. I saw Heather. Heather. Hi, babe. We got Jedi. We have Buzz. Who do we got? We have Jedi, Lisette, other guy, Phil, Lolly, Miss Tom, Dib, Victoria, Bobby, Deb, Law Debbie. I almost thought that you were a different Debbie for a second. All right, let's go. Let's start playing some clips, and when my guest arrives, we'll pause it and introduce them. Let's go.
Good morning. Are you here to do the swear to on Simmons?
I can do that now if you want to. Hold on 1 second.
I'm sorry, what's that?
The detective's just grabbing the paperwork, sir, to do the swearing for Simmons.
Okay, great.
Good morning.
Good morning. Calling report number 24001279, City of Royal Oak versus Simmons, where it is alleged on or about January 12th of this year. The accused committed the offense of interfering with a police officer. Please state your name for the record.
Detective Berenville with the Royal Oak Police Department.
All right, do you solemnly swear from the testimony you're about to give us to the best of your knowledge, information, and belief?
You.
Please proceed with the facts established probable cause.
Thank you, Your Honor. The facts of the case are summarized under Royal Oak Police Report number 24-1279, as summarized as follows. On January 12, 2024, at approximately 11:30 a.m., officers were patrolling the area of Woodward and 13 Mile in the city of Royal Oak when they observed a pedestrian cross Woodward, not in the crosswalk, and in front of traffic, causing them to slow down so as not to run into her. They followed her for some time and observed her also commit several more pedestrian violations along the streets of Coolidge and 13 Mile in the city of Royal Oak. When officers tried to catch up with her and make contact, she ignored them and continued walking away from them. They identified themselves as police officers. She still continued walking away from them until they finally grabbed onto her arm and were able to get her to stop. They advised her of the violations and asked for her license, which she did not have. She verbally identified herself as Faiza Elby with a date of birth of August 25 of 73.
This is how you know this guy's reading from a police report. It's not Elby. It's Elbay. Come on. I should have put this at the end so we could all laugh at the sovereign citizen at the end. But it's not Elby. Even though that sounds a little bit better than Elbay. I like Elby better. Reminds me of the actor.
She confirmed with the name and date of birth they wrote down was correct. When they searched the computer database, they were unable to locate her. While talking with her, subject pulled up in a vehicle who identified themselves as her son, and He too refused to identify himself and to identify his mother. The plate on the vehicle was run and came back to an address in Detroit. And the only person registered that address is our prisoner, Latusha Faith Simmons. She was arrested for false ID, transported to the Royal Oak Police Department where they attempted to book her and fingerprint her. She refused to be booked, and she refused to be fingerprinted. Over the next 3 days, several officers tried several different times to book and fingerprint her, which she refused to cooperate with, which are the 2 charges for obstruct, one for refusing the booking and one for refusing the fingerprints. I did confirm her identity through the information obtained from her son and a booking photo from several years ago that showed that the person we have in custody matches a booking photo from several years ago. She does currently have a warrant for her arrest for aggravated assault of a police officer out of Warren.
All right, yeah. All right, and just correcting what I stated earlier, it does look like there are 3 counts. Count 1, interfering with a police officer. Count 2, obstructing a police officer. Count 3, obstructing a police officer. The court finds alleged crime was committed, probable cause to believe the defendant committed it. What information do you have with respect to that Warren case? Does she have any other warrants out for her other than the big one out of Warren?
That is the only one I've seen. In looking at her picture link booking history, it looks like she's been arrested several times, but never actually photographed. So she apparently frequently doesn't cooperate.
Does she want to be arraigned this morning, or is she still in the cell with a blanket over her head?
She was wanting to speak with the attorney. She came out of the cell, but then wanted a private meeting. So we put her back in the cell so that she could Zoom with the attorney and talk to the attorney. It sounds like she has a complaint that she wants to file or something.
Okay, all right. What I'm going to do then is I've got the attorney in my breakout room. Let's see. So I guess I would call. Is she going to be in the Royal Oak arraignment area, PD arraignment area?
She'll be in her cell. I'm going to bring this iPad to her.
Okay, great. So then I'll leave this camera on. With respect to bond on this.
Bonjour, as the French would say. That guy looks really familiar.
Jovi. How are you doing?
Who's that guy?
Which one, me or the guy on camera?
No, the guy that's copying my shirt.
Who's what guy?
I don't know. He looks really familiar.
All right, I get it.
No, legit. Like, he actually really
He's
does
a
look
police
familiar.
officer in Oakland County, Michigan.
Oh, I don't know then. Maybe I might have seen him
Kind of
on
looks
some
like
other
Chris Evans
videos,
in this
possibly.
picture. We're at
Who
positive.
the fuck
Kind of
is
looks like
Chris
Chris
Evans?
Evans.
Hold on, Chris Evans. I gotta look him up.
It's Captain America.
Psh, never seen that.
Well,
You know I don't do movies. That guy does not look like Chris Evans. He looks like Chris Evans' down and out brother. Kind of.
all right, that's fair. I was just trying to.
All right,
help
Ray
you.
Romano.
Feel
So what's
amazing.
happening? What have we
Anyways,
got going on
everybody,
today?
Ray. I am Ray, definitely not Romano.
Definitely not, because he's kind of cool.
How's it going to you?
Good, man. How are
Everybody.
you?
Everybody. Are you delayed or am I delayed? I feel
I
like
don't
you're
know.
delayed a little bit.
I can hear
Is
you.
it my
perfect.
internet?
Should I be seeing the side chat? Oh yeah, I can see it now. Never mind.
All right. You can see the side.
Yes, I can see it.
All right, everybody. This is Irish Demon. He just started a YouTube channel a couple weeks ago.
Just getting going.
He really needs subscribers really badly. Yeah, so if you guys aren't subscribed to him, you don't know who this guy is. I don't blame you. It's kind of a nobody.
No, me
he just
either.
kind of, hangs off people. Yeah,
That's what I do.
but he does a
I
good job. He
roll
does a
in.
good job. He just,
and
he just.
I
may not
do.
work.
I try to come in and be like, just try to ride the wave. Really? Do you know what I mean? Can you hear me, or
Sometimes
what's? Is
yeah,
there a
sometimes
fucking
that's-
gas
you just
leak
gotta
in
ride
your
the wave.
house, or what?
No, I think,
think there's a
there's
gas
a
leak
delay
in Colin's house.
on your side.
Will I pop out and
Gas
come back
leak.
in?
Do you hear? Maybe. Yeah. Maybe.
Okay, hold on. I'll come back in.
No idea what's going on. No idea what's going on. All right, we're gonna wait a minute. It's a SovCit. I would like his opinion on the SovCit. He is. He is. He's definitely embracing his inner lumberjack. All right, let's see.
All right, how's that now?
Sounds good to me.
Oh, okay. We're
Do you
back
still
on.
hear a gas leak in my house?
Yes. There's a little bit of a hiss coming from somewhere.
Is my audio bad? Is that what you're hearing?
Oh no,
Oh,
it's
that
from
might-
me.
yeah,
the
my
hiss
audio
was
sucks.
me. No, your audio is fine. I can hear you perfect. I just heard a bit of a hiss, but I think
Oh.
it's actually my computer's fan.
Well, there's medication you can take for that.
For the hiss. God damn. Can
I'm
people
not gonna give you
hear
much
me?
longer.
What?
I can hear you.
It's everywhere I go. There's just tech problems follow me.
I can hear you perfectly well.
I can hear you too, but I don't know. I feel like there's a delay, but I'm not sure.
All right.
What?
Well, let's
Sorry.
I haven't said anything. All right, how about we watch the video?
Let's do that. Hey, what do you call a group of men waiting for a haircut?
All right.
A barbecue.
I don't know.
A barbecue. There's definitely a delay now.
There's a delay. There's a delay.
God damn it.
I'm gonna blame it on your Irish satellite connection.
Probably a good call.
You responded there perfectly. You're delayed. You're delayed. All right.
Yeah,
let's just play the
delayed.
video.
No, I'm fucking with
How about
you.
we
I'm
just watch the
fucking with
video
you.
and then we'll try to figure this out. You're lucky I'm Ray Romano, and everybody loves Raven, right?
Exactly.
All right, let's watch the video.
Seeing as how she's got the one warrant, I think probably some sort of low cash bond, but I am concerned that she would not appear, so I'll probably order a GPS tether prior to release.
Just to note, the other warrant is out of warrant. It is a misdemeanor for aggravated assault police officer strong arm. It has a 20,000 cash surety, and it says failure to appear and GPS tether if bonded. So I know they're going to be requesting a tether, but I agree. A cash bond and a GPS tether would be important. And are you able to order that she gets fingerprinted, or does that come later on after the?
No, I mean, she's obligated to do that. I could order it, but I mean, she's obligated to do that in any event. I could add that defendant to comply with the booking process. So then I guess it would technically be a violation of her bond.
So that way, once you go to the county jail, they can work on getting it done up while she's up there.
Right. And if she doesn't want to get the tether, then I guess she won't be going anywhere.
Yep.
All right,
All right.
cool. So if you could bring the tablet over to her, I'll put this camera and I'll put Ms. Roberts in a breakout room.
Very good. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thanks.
You need to hold the iPad.
I was muted. I was talking to you, and I was muted.
Oh,
Did you hear
shit.
the
I was
backstory?
wondering.
What's going on?
No, what's happening?
So this is a potential sovereign citizen. Got arrested. Wouldn't give their real name. They got in trouble because of that, and now they're refusing to see the defense attorney because they don't think it's a confidential conversation. So that's what's going on right now.
Okay, cool.
All right, well, now you're caught up, even though you're about 10 seconds behind.
What the fuck?
Yep. I'm playing it.
Okay, sir.
All right, are we ready to proceed?
Well,
She's refusing to hold the iPad participate in the arraignment, sir.
Okay.
Give you-
Ms.
everybody know-
Roberts, did you have any? Attorney Roberts, did you have any communication with her?
She wouldn't talk to me because she said it wasn't confidential, so I did not.
Okay. All right, could you at least hold up the iPad and turn up the volume loud enough so she would be able to hear it?
Hold it up to herself, sir. She's sitting right by the door. It's gonna be tough for
Okay,
her.
great. All right, I'm just gonna go ahead with the proceeding. This is case 240001729, City of Royal Oak versus Latasha Simmons. It appears as though Ms. Simmons is in her cell, not wanting to come out. She is here for an arraignment. The allegation is that on or about
Judge,
January 12, 2024, in the city of Royal Oak, that she did with count one, interfere with a police officer, which is a misdemeanor punishable of up to 9 days in jail and $500. Count two, that she did obstruct a police officer, which is a misdemeanor punishable of up to 90 days in jail and fine up to $500. And count three, obstruct a police officer, misdemeanor punishable of up to 90 days in jail and up to $500. Count one, the specific allegations that while in the city of Royal Oak on or about January 12th, she did interfere with a police officer in a lawful discharge of his or her duty by providing false information concerning his or her identity to the police officer, hindering the officer in discharge of his or her duty. And then it counts two or three, the specific allegations that on or about January 13th, 2024 through January 15th, 2024, that she did by using or threatening to use violence, force, or physical interference or obstacle, intentionally obstructed, impaired, or hindered the enforcement of the criminal laws of the city ordinances or the preservation of the peace by a peace officer acting under color of his or her official authority. All right, Ms. Roberts, is it my understanding that she does not desire to use your court-appointed attorney services today?
Well, Your Honor, she would not speak to me because she indicated it was not confidential. She said everyone could hear what we were talking about, so she did not talk to me.
Okay, so you're not putting your appearance on the record on behalf of Ms. Simmons. You're merely stating the substance of the situation over there. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right, well, then I will advise Ms. Simmons that she is presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. She's got the right to try these three matters by judge or jury. She's got the right to remain silent. That silence cannot be used against her, and she's got the right to be represented by an attorney. If she cannot afford an attorney, the court would appoint one on her behalf. With respect to bond, are those sticky notes that are on the glass, officer?
correct, sir. I can raise the iPad above that.
Demon, can you hear me?
I can. I can hear you. Hello.
Are you messing with me again? I heard you.
No. I thought I was fucking with you earlier, but I wasn't. It's hard to explain. I swear.
Is
I'm
our
not
delay
fucking
that
with you.
bad?
It's like 15 seconds. I wonder what it must be.
That's
I
not
don't know.
good.
Hold on.
That's
Let me
not
check.
good.
I'll check my internet. Mine should be fine because I've got Starlink and that's some fancy shit. Hold on. Yeah, mine's really good right now.
Mine isn't dipping right now either, though. That's the problem. We got a big delay, but I had Johnny on my live the other night, and I had a few second delay, but he's over in Sweden.
See, you kind of cut out a little bit there now when you were talking, and apparently I'm coming through clear and handsome.
Yeah, it might be. It's probably on my side.
God damn it!
Well, the same thing goes with you being on stream with me and Johnny being on stream with me. There's too many good-looking people on stream at the same time.
Exactly.
And
It just
the
overloads.
internet doesn't know how to handle that.
No, hell no.
All right. Well, I know you're busy. You can hang out as long as you want. The delay is kind of, if you want to hang out, we can deal with this, and that's fine. But what do you think about this sovereign citizen right now?
So, what the question I would have, right, is did she? So when she says that there's no privacy in their conversation, was the conversation taking place at the door where there was officers and other inmates, or was it going to be in a private room?
We don't know. That's a good question, though.
Because
All
if
we
it
know
was
is
a
she's
case
been in jail
where
for 3 days.
Okay.
Because
If it was a case where she was having the conversation in a private room, then I would say, okay, tough shit. You know, you got to do what you got to do. If it was a case where the conversation was at the cell door, let's say, or you know, on the iPad where everybody could hear, then I'd say, yeah, she's probably got a point there. Especially if there's sensitive stuff that they're talking about.
I agree with that.
You know?
But that's how everybody does it, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I suppose it's one of those things where you know, if you put yourself in their shoes, would you want to have that conversation in front of everybody, or would you want to have it privately? I know I would rather have it privately, but from what we see, we don't know. Frankly, we're kind of like up in the air with it.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's finish this clip. Let's get through this sovereign citizen clip, and then if you want to still hang out, we can still hang out. But
Sounds
the
good.
audio is so bad right now. I don't know
It
if you even want to hang out.
sucks.
And I know you're
I
busy.
think it might even be better if I send you a letter for all of my responses. It might be quicker.
You know what? Sometimes it helps when I turn off my camera. So I'm going to turn off my camera.
Oh, thank God, that's a relief. Might take a second to catch up, though.
Oh God, yeah, it is. It's such a relief.
It is
I'll
so
keep
much
I'll
better.
keep it paused so you can get comfortable.
Like how is it right
Shut
now?
up.
Am I coming through to you quickly, or
I can hear you fine right now. Can you hear me?
I can hear you? All right. Let's just test the delay, okay? So when I say 1, you say 2 immediately after, okay? Ready? 1.
4.
I knew it was a bad idea because I know you can't count. So that was a bad idea. But I even gave you the answer. The answer is 2. Ready? 1.
6.
Bollocks. That's still like 4 or 5 seconds. I think your face broke it.
Yeah, that's bad.
Oh,
My
it
face
wasn't
may
too
have
bad
broken
there.
it. I mean,
Ooh, no, it was still bad.
not everyone can look as good as we do, all right?
That's the problem. Like, I'm lucky because I've got a beautician in the house. Like this doesn't just come out in the morning. Like this got work.
I mean, my girlfriend is a beautician as well. She's in a I don't want to mispronounce the word.
Oh, you're in trouble.
Esthetologist. No, I know. That's esthetician. Oh, she's still listening too. It took me a minute to say that. Esthetician.
You're in trouble. You're supposed to be
I
able to
am in
rattle that
trouble.
off.
I am in trouble.
It's like me the other night. Somebody asked, who's like, "Oh yeah, what's your partner's date of birth?" I was like, "Oh shit, I don't know." And she's sitting right next to me with a face like a smacked arse.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. All right, let's finish this clip. And then hopefully our internet connection kind of, intermingles while we're doing this. I'm going to keep my
It
video off.
seems to be better,
to help. Yeah, it does seem to be a little bit better. But, just to help the viewers. And, there can only be one handsome person on the screen at a time.
Exactly. And I'm happy to fulfill that role.
All right. Let's go.
Okay, what, do the sticky notes say anything?
Let me look. One is a phone number and a name, sir. And the other one is another name and phone number.
Okay, great. All right. So I guess, Ms. Simmons, if you have anything to say with respect to bond, you can say it now. She doesn't appear to be saying it. Is she saying anything?
They have taken property of someone else's that does not belong to them.
She's getting into the facts of the case, Your Honor.
Oh, okay.
Property that was
All right.
taken-
Okay, very well, Ms. Simmons. I'm glad you're able to hear all this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set bond in the amount of $5,000, cash surety, no 10%. Because the court is concerned that based on defendant's behavior, that she is unlikely to appear if given a personal bond or low cash bond.
That's a fair point.
And the fact that she does have an outstanding warrant out of another court for $20,000 cash. The conditions are going to be that she appear for any court proceeding, not leave the state without permission of the court, notify the court in writing of any change of address or telephone number immediately, not possess firearms, other dangerous weapons, refrain from using any alcohol, marijuana, or illegal drugs. She'll be supervised by pretrial services, who she must contact within 24 hours of her release, and no new criminal offenses. She is to comply with the booking process for all these matters, and she must be fitted with a GPS tether prior to release. And through that tether, she would be allowed to go to medical appointments, attorney visits, and court. And you will be notified of your next court date. You're all set. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Your Honor.
Oh, I am gonna check the box for requesting court-appointed attorney just in case she's able to become communicative at some point between now and when she returns to court.
All right, very good. Thank you.
But I will note on here that she is a sovereign citizen.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Detective. Thank you, Ms. Roberts. Detective, it's not so much the number of people we had, it's the quality of the people that we had this morning, this weekend, that was really unique.
Yeah.
Yes, that's for sure.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. That's class. Like, the thing about it is, like, I've noticed, I don't know if you've noticed it too, but as the kind of roughly year since I started doing courts, as that's gone on, it's gone from judges like having these epic all-out arguments with sovereign citizens to mostly judges just kind of being like, okay, cool story, bro, moving on. And they just go on, like, they've seemed to have learned to be able to avoid the dances with these people.
I agree. Did you happen to see the second clip with the Judge Slavin interview where he talked about sovereign citizens?
I've actually got it open on my iPad. I was going to watch it when I was in the bath, but some other stuff came up. Oh, thank you. But no, I'm going to watch it once I go to bed. Get all snuggled up and
do it. It's really good to see a judge talk about sovereign citizens. And
I always wanted to pick their brains about it.
Them. Yeah, he answered it. I didn't even have to ask him about it. He just went into it all on his own.
Can you fill us in on the whole thing with Judge Slavin and broken system, broken trust? So what actually is the story there? What was the threat? Because I'm still a little bit confused about that one.
I didn't go watch Broken System, Broken Trust channel. I stay out of all the internet drama, right?
Yeah. I tried to now.
So all I
have
have
gotten me in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, and I've only had a channel for a few months, and it's already gotten me in trouble as well.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
the kind of the borderline, the baseline of it was Broken System, Broken Trust did a video on Judge Slavin and just kept putting images of like bombs on his head and just nothing. It wasn't anything serious. If you know broken system, broken trust, you wouldn't think anything about it. He's just making a YouTube video. But a judge who doesn't know him looks him up because he says, like, I have a YouTube channel, my YouTube, like, this is all over YouTube. So Judge Slavin looked him up and saw the bombs all over him, and he took that as a threat. So
he's right to.
Yeah.
Like, just last week we saw that guy yeeting himself over the bench and taking out a judge. And then he got done for, he got charged with attempted murder for that. So, I mean, I don't blame Judge Slavin for kind of being like, that's concerning shit.
Not gonna stick on that guy.
No way. Like, I mean, actual bodily harm, maybe. Attempted murder, I think, is a bit over the top.
It is. He's going to get charged. That guy's going to get charged with like a assault on a public officer. It's still a serious felony. It's still a serious felony.
Oh yeah,
but it's not going to be attempted murder.
No chance. I think that was a bit performative, to be honest. Like, that's one thing that I definitely agreed with Chili on when he said that attempted murder was ridiculous. I was like, yes, it is. Like, it is ridiculous. Yeet is not an uneducated word. I said the word yeet, and you knew exactly what I meant when I said it. So
everyone knows what the word yeet. Also, Judge Slavin, he responded in one of the videos that he saw that clip, and his response to it was, I grew up a poor hillbilly. I've never gotten my ass kicked. I would love to see someone try to jump my bench and attack me.
I love it.
That was his
I fucking love that attitude. It's that come at me, bro, kind of attitude. Like, I remember there was a judge in a court that I worked in Australia. He was, it's a little bit different over there. He was a magistrate as opposed to like a regular judge. They're still judges, but it's a bit different the way it works over there. And we had a prisoner in, and he was particularly notorious. And he picked up a chair and he threw it at the judge's desk, basically. And judge went off. Your man tried to jump over the dock, and we wrestled him. He was a big dude. He was all over us. Like, he was not easy to take down. And he kept fighting. I was on his back. Like 3-4 other guys were absolutely feeding it into him. And when I turned around, we just cuffed him, and he needed 2 pairs of cuffs because he was a big dude. And when I turned around, the judge was laying smacks into this guy. And I was like, shit, could the judge get in trouble for this? And he was like, no, he's just defending him. It's like, dude threw a chair at him, like, and he jumped in to help us. But it turned out, I didn't know at the time, but it turned out afterwards, I found out the judge had like a 4th degree black belt in karate or something and load of judo experience. So he wrapped that motherfucker up like, oh, it was unreal. Oh no, it wasn't judo, it was jiu-jitsu. For those who don't know, jiu-jitsu is the Japanese art of folding clothing. Fold clothes when people are still wearing them.
Yes, I was gonna repeat that for you.
I meant to ask you, actually, did Johnny O challenge you to a dad joke off yet?
He has not.
Oh man, it's coming.
Does he want to?
I'm sure he does. Like, he beat me in fairness, he beat me fair and square because I laughed at my own jokes, and he whooped my ass, and I had to eat the world's hottest chili. It was brutal. It was absolutely brutal. But he wants to do the chili thing again, but I can't. I'll die. There's no way I can handle it. But I was going to say we should do like a joke off championship for charity or something.
I'm down for that. I'm a self-proclaimed dad joke champion. So
is that a fact?
Yeah. Let's go.
Go for it.
Let's go.
Give me one.
Off the top of my head. All right. So I got to take back because the last couple of jokes I've told have been really bad. Really dark bad. And like the last one I told to Heather, she's like, if you ever say that on the internet, you're going to get canceled. So I
see, that's another way you and I are so similar. And I think Heather and Chloe are so similar. They're both in the beauty industry and both know how to rein us in. Like, so many times I'd be about to say a joke and I'll get a thump and she'd be like, do not say that joke. I'm like, okay. I'm like, why? She's like, because you probably get arrested, let alone get your YouTube channel shut down. What did Isaac Newton say when he discovered gravity? Shit's about to go down.
It's about to go down.
It's about to go down. Fucking love that. Go on, lay one on me. Let's see what you got.
All right. So the first one on top of my head that's clean.
Okay.
What do you call a boomerang that doesn't return to you?
A stick.
Yep. What's brown and sticky?
sticky? See, we're two alike.
Yep.
It's never gonna work. Let me see. Chloe was getting quite upset that I would always have conversations with her as if I was on a police radio. So she had enough of it, and she came in and she said, I'm done. This relationship is over. I said, this relationship is what? Over? See, I can't help but laugh at my own jokes. It's fucking ridiculous.
All right. You ready? You ready to hear a dark one? Because it's the only one I can think of right now. And you put me on the spot.
And I'll do one then.
All right. Why did Princess Diana cross the road?
Oh, God. Go on.
Because she wasn't wearing a seatbelt.
That's fucking brutal. That is brutal. Okay, I have a Princess Diana joke, but I just want to say that I do love Princess Diana. I don't know.
She was a great person. She was a great person. Like
She was
it was a
an
joke.
amazing
Just
human
for
being.
everyone listening, that was a joke. That was a joke.
Okay,
Look at
I got
Heather.
one.
Heather,
How do we know
Heather's
that
not
Princess Diana did not have dandruff?
I don't know.
Oh, they found her head and shoulders in the front of the limo.
That was so much worse than mine.
It really was.
So much worse than mine.
Yeah.
I
got another one. Okay, I'll bring it back here. See, if Chloe was here, she'd be able to reel me in, but she's not here because she got upset with me earlier because she said she hates that I treat my whole life as if I'm a detective. She came in, she said, I think we should split up. I was like, good idea. We can cover more ground that way.
I just heard that the other day. Like a dad joke channel. I heard that. You played right into it.
I fucking love those dad joke channels on Facebook.
So do I. I love them, especially the guys that are sitting there with like their coffee and like the weird sunglasses. Those are my favorite.
Do you know who I love? You know that guy? He's a soldier, and he goes like, that guy.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Why do fish always?
Oh, good.
Why do fish always sing off key?
Why?
Because you can't tune a fish.
That's fair.
Damn it.
That one was not good though.
No, it was really not good. We had a great night at Autopsy Club the other night.
Autopsy
it was
Club,
open mic night. Yeah, it was open mic night.
Open mic night. What if the guy's name was Phil?
Well, then the joke wouldn't work. Well, yeah, but like the joke only works for Mike.
Yeah, so you gotta wait. You gotta wait till you got a mic on a string before you can say that. Yeah, you're not good at this. You're gonna lose. You're gonna lose to me, and I'm not gonna give away any more jokes because if we're gonna do this,
I just want to say a massive congratulations to my cousin who just delivered a baby. I knew she had it in her.
Yep.
I am sorry about the fucking swearing, but I am Irish, and if you don't like my swearing, then you're a racist. It's part of the rules of being Irish. I'm really sorry.
That was you know what? That wasn't even a joke, but that was the best one you said.
It actually was pretty good. It's true though. I'm sorry. I can't help it. There's nothing I can do. That's like, I don't know. It's like asking, I don't know, an Australian not to enjoy warm weather. Like it's impossible. We can't do it.
It's like asking Chili to put his hand behind his back.
Exactly.
Right. Next clip.
But real quick though, people can be very judgmental. I can tell just by looking at them.
All right, that one was okay. That one was okay. You gotta giggle out of me. You gotta giggle.
Yes, that's a win. That's a win by my book.
Do you want to continue on? I know, it's late there. I want you to stay as long as you can.
How long?
But
How
I'm not
long
gonna
is this?
force you.
How long is this video?
My entire video, I generally do about hour-long videos, so we're only like 10 minutes into it.
No, but like
But
how long is the next clip?
I can't fast forward through it. I don't remember what the next clip is, but my clips are generally between like 10 and 15 minutes apiece.
Oh yeah, let's watch through this next one. We may as well.
All right, let's go.
I was on an airplane yesterday, and the air hostess came up to me and said, "Would you care for an orange juice?" I said, "Well, if it really needed me, I would." And with that,
you're gonna
next
lose.
clip.
You're gonna lose.
Yeah, I'm gonna lose miserably again. I just know it.
You need more than dogs to have a dad joke. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Saying. You actually have to have kids to be good at dad jokes.
I think so. Can you imagine how good I'm going to be when I do?
You have potential.
Oh, without a doubt.
What?
Last one. Why did the hipster burn his tongue? Because he drank the coffee before it was cool.
Because the coffee wasn't hip enough. Yeah. You need some help. You need help. No.
Okay, I got one more,
No.
and I promise this is the
help.
last one. A dung beetle walks into a bar. He says, "Hey, is this stool taken?" Oh God. Either that was very not funny, or the delay is worse.
There was a time where I thought the world of you.
Yeah,
now you're just
I kind of messed that up. Yeah.
See, I just made up that dad joke, and it was better than every one that you just said.
It's absolutely true. That I can't deny that. Actually, hold on. I take back what I said about that being my last one. I actually have the perfect joke for our current scenario with the delay.
All right.
You ready? You ready for this, guys? All right. So a bear walks into a bar. Bear walks into a bar. He goes up. He says, "Barman, can I get a pint of Guinness and a shot of whiskey?" He said, "Yeah, no problem. But why the big pause?" He said, "Because I'm a fucking bear." I cracked myself up.
Yeah, Demon, you're fired. You're fired from jokes.
Fuck it. I knew it. I knew it was coming. This is like the 12th time this week, man.
I've been fired 12 times this week from telling jokes. Just jump from channel to channel telling jokes and just getting fired.
See,
all
like
right.
I have
the
been
chat
fired
loves you, though.
for telling jokes.
The chat's laughing.
I've been fired for telling inappropriate jokes before. Like, no shit. I told a joke one time that people liked so much that the people in HR wanted to hear it.
See, that was good. That
wasn't bad. That wasn't bad.
See,
I'm all right with that one.
That was better. That was better. I like that one.
Good. That'll do me.
People like my jokes so much that HR wanted to hear them. I like it.
Exactly.
All right. We're moving on to court.
Let's do it.
Because I'm not gonna let you scare people off my channel because you're
that's a terrible idea.
All right. We're gonna go on to the next clip.
My name is Troy Elliott. Your full name, you know what I mean? Troy Alexander Elliott.
Thank you, Mr. Elliott. Good afternoon. I'm Magistrate Chuck Fayette here in criminal matter. Case number is 240-55-22201. You have an attorney. Go ahead, counsel.
Justice Shaw, on behalf of Mr. Elliott, was for reading and defense of constitutional rights.
I'm going to enter plea of not guilty. Court dates are January 23rd, 2024, probable cause conference, followed by preliminary examination, January 30th, 2024. Both matters are in front of Judge Jefferson. Mr. Elliott, while this case is pending, there are some bond conditions. There's no driving of any automobiles, mini bikes, motorcycles. You're not to have contact with the complainant Rashard Johnson. That means no person-to-person contact, no contact with third parties, no phone calls, no emails, no text messaging. You're not to possess any firearms or any other dangerous weapons. And you're not to go to the location of 15762 Winthrop Street, State of Detroit. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. With that being said, I don't have a previous history. I do have a criminal history. Looks like going back to 2017, and it doesn't appear any assaultive convictions. Council Coyle, go ahead, Esteban.
Lisa Coyle appearing on behalf of the people. I do see assaultive convictions, 2005 an RNL, 2008 3 times an RNL. This has been an ongoing feud between the defendant and the complainant for apparently 4 years. The allegations that he tried to run the complainant over as the complainant was getting out the passenger side of the car on security video that ensures a better likelihood of conviction. The people are requesting 20,000, 10% no contact, Your Honor, and tether house arrest if he is able to make that.
Your
Honor, I don't know if he has anything assaultive because the RNO, I know that it's listed as assaultive, but we don't know if there was an actual assaultive element in the conviction. And Your Honor, according to my client, the complaining witness blew up his truck before. My client is a victim of constant abuse by the neighbors. They've jumped him before. He said he was in a rush to get to work, nothing else. He doesn't want contact with them. He did do some college. He completed a heavy equipment operating training program. He is employed. He's got 2 jobs. He works Monday through Friday for one of his jobs from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. And then he works 5 p.m. to 3 a.m. from Monday to Sunday. He's trying to make a living, take care of his children. He's got 3 kids. He lives with his wife and 2 kids. He's a lifelong resident of Detroit with no capious history. Respectfully asking the court to consider a personal bond. No objection to a high personal bond. I don't believe he's at flight risk. Now, we know that in the report it says there's been ongoing between the parties, Your Honor. But there's nothing else in this report. We really don't have much, not aware of any contact made, any injuries, any medics, any hospital, anything like that. Any witnesses. Respectfully asking the court to take a chance and give a personal bond.
All right, so you heard the charges.
Mm-hmm.
This is about to get heated. This is a good attorney battle. And these are my favorite cases when the attorneys start yelling at each other.
Oh, yeah.
It's about to get heated. It's about to get good.
It's about to go down.
I just wanted to pause it, see how you were doing.
Yeah, no, it sounds good. Let's do it.
It's about to go down.
It's about to go down.
All right, let's go.
Thank you. I heard the representations on both sides in this particular matter. Court starts off with a personal bond, then starts hearing arguments, looks at the information, allegations in the investigator's report. While your client does have some prior convictions, other than what I'm seeing on the complaint, it's not assaultive. The resisting obstructing convictions may or may not have assaultive factors or elements in those convictions. But what I'm reading and what concerns the court is that there's security camera footage of the incident, and it is indicated that your client, Mr. Elliott, was driving at a high rate of speed towards the complainant as the complainant was exiting another vehicle. And seeing is that it looks like both of them reside on the same street.
Yes, but I can go to my mother's house.
Or apart, or apartment building, or apartments, whatever it is. But I do see that both of them have the same street address, not the numbers, but the street. The court is also looking at the date of the offense. Okay, when court entertains a monetary bond, the court sees that court needs to use clear and convincing evidence.
Bubba, this is a magistrate. This isn't a judge. But I know what you mean. A lot of people don't really appeal to her She's very to the point. She doesn't play around.
Hmm.
So as a magistrate, so first off, the difference between a judge and a magistrate. Demon, do you know the difference between a judge and a magistrate?
Yeah, I assume it's the same in the States as it is. Well, we don't have magistrates in Ireland, but in the United Kingdom and in Australia, where I worked, generally a magistrate would deal with the lower end of stuff. So they could try and convict on non-indictable cases. And in Australia, no matter what the offense or the alleged offense, you would have to go through a magistrate first for pleading. Or for setting it down. So that's kind of roughly how it would be in Australia. So usually on criminal offenses, magistrates could deal with cases where the what would you say, the conviction result in up to a year in jail or up to, I think, is 20,000 Australian dollar fine. But they would generally hear all cases on first appearance or for arraignment. That's roughly it.
All right, sorry. I actually had to run away and plug my laptop in because I didn't realize it
Oh,
was
you're all good.
unplugged. Yeah, for the most part, yes. Magistrates generally handle the arraignments, but it doesn't really matter depending on what jurisdiction you're in. Now, this changes state to state, jurisdiction to jurisdiction, but generally magistrates are appointed, judges are elected. Now, some judges are appointed. So, and she does the weekend arraignments, like every other weekend. Someone else does it on the weekends that she's not there. I think they swap weekends because it's a guy on the other weekends. But
yeah.
So it has nothing to do with the case. It has everything to do with, it's her weekend to handle it. And all she does is set bond. And that's why when a magistrate sets bond, they have to go in front of a judge to get a redetermination hearing.
Yes.
So all this is her giving this guy, this defendant, a chance. So she'll read the complaint, she'll read the police report, and decide if he gets a PR or a monetary bond. So that's all her job is.
Yeah.
On the weekends, that's her. That is the only thing she has to do. Do you get a PR bond or do I have to set a monetary bond? So she reads the report, listens to the attorneys, and she decides what she's going to do. But as a magistrate, she can't really do much more than that. So that's all she's doing is reading the report, and is this guy a flight risk? Is this guy a victim or a potential risk to the public or to the complaining witness?
Yeah.
Those are the three things that she has to go by.
And then it goes to redetermination if they want to, basically, after that.
Yeah. So it goes to redetermination if they can't bond out.
Gotcha.
So he bonds out. So whatever she puts in place, it could be, even if she says $100,000, maybe this guy has $100,000 and he pays it. He won't have a redetermination hearing because he's out already.
Exactly.
And then he'll just come back for his, what's the first thing? Is it the preliminary exam?
The preliminary exam, I would imagine.
Yeah. I think that's the first thing.
Yeah. So that's where the state have to prove that you're likely to have committed the crime, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then you go to the PCC, the probable cause, and then you go to trial.
Exactly. Like in Australia, it will go arraignment, which would include similarly the magistrates setting bail. Then you can, I think either way you can do redetermination in Australia. And then the next thing would be what's called a trial of fact, or the trial of facts even, which is basically the preliminary exam. So it's much the same process, really.
Trial of facts sounds a lot better than preliminary.
It does. It sounds badass.
It not just that, it just makes more sense.
It does. It does.
If we had terms, trial of facts instead of preliminary exam, because preliminary exam is ambiguous, right? Like, what
exactly.
does that
It
mean?
could mean anything.
Exactly. So trial of facts. So you're trying the facts of the case before you actually try the case. That makes a lot more sense.
Exactly. And that judge would never be the judge that takes it to trial, basically.
Yeah, it's the same here. They just like to throw weird words in.
Exactly. And it seems to be different in every jurisdiction as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty much the same, just different verbiage, I suppose.
It is. All right. Let's finish this clip. I do want to say I didn't shout out Flying Monkey for the 5 gifted memberships earlier. I think she said she had to leave. Flying Monkey, if you're still here, thank you so much.
Flying Monkey's awesome.
Yeah, Flying Monkey is awesome. Also,
great content.
Debbie. Yeah, Flying Monkey does have a great channel.
Fantastic. Really good eye for it.
Yeah. She does a really good job.
Absolutely.
And she has a fun live every weekend.
She's so funny on her live.
Yeah. So if anybody is not subscribed to Flying Monkey or just wants to check her out, Flying Monkey does have a channel. She has a really good channel.
Really
Hopefully
good.
she's still
Flying
here.
Monkey one, all one word.
All right, let's finish this clip. All right, let's go.
Standard. The court is concerned, okay, even though he does not have prior assaultive convictions, but the resisting and obstructing does indicate some sort of action on Mr. Elliott's part, that it doesn't seem like he follows orders or police instructions. And with this video indicating that he was driving at a high rate of speed towards the complainant, this court finds that there's enough to consider Mr. Elliott a danger. And with that being said,
may I?
I really changed my life.
No, Mr. Elliott, no. May I?
Okay.
go ahead, Counsel Shive, ask you anything
Like
new.
I said, it's
Yeah,
about to
Your
go
Honor,
down.
The report says that there's video, but we don't know what the video will actually show. Police lie all the time. We haven't seen it. The court hasn't seen it. I don't believe the people have seen it.
Okay.
That
is Counsel Shive. Okay, if you want to make your record, that's fine. But then
Yeah,
let me also make the record when you said that police lie, so do defendants. I don't know if it's in this.
Nicely done.
I put this pause in here for a pausing point to talk, but we already talked beforehand. It's about a 10-second pause. So,
yeah, no panic. She's got a point though. Everybody's lying, and this guy was about to get his GED, and he had a job interview tomorrow.
Correct.
So we
Monday.
don't know what the video.
I take everything into consideration. So go ahead and make your record, ma'am.
So we don't know what the video shows until we actually see that video, because anybody could say the video shows this or that and leave things out, Your Honor. That's number one. Number two, he has an alternative place to stay. And although they don't live together, if the court's concerned not letting him out on a personal bond because they live too close to each other, he has no problem not returning to that address or that street. He has alternative places that he could stay that is nowhere near this defendant. So, I mean, I'm sorry, the complaining witness. So if the court is inclined to say you can get a personal bond, but you cannot go to that address or that street, there's no problem with that, Your Honor. He has other places he could stay where he will not be near this complaining witness.
And Counsel Quo, did you want to respond?
Your Honor, I guess it's pretty egregious where we're now saying that the officers noted that in the security video was important because they put that in the investigator's report to note that not only for the prosecutor's point, but for the defense point. So to make accusations that a police officer is lying by what it was stated, that it's on video. So I take it could be either exculpatory or inculpatory. So, but the point is, we have a complainant that said this happened. These are allegations. And so that is what a trial is about. So at this point, I think that I'm not asking for a high monetary bond, but a monetary bond to ensure his appearance and to also a tether to keep him away from the complainant. This has been going on 4 years. The complainant's an 18-year-old. This guy is 34 years old. The defendant is. What is going on? You know? So we don't know. We don't have enough fact, but what we have in front of us that the defendant has a history of, I have 3 R&Os dating back from 2005, also larceny from a motor vehicle in 2007 and 8, and recently a 2017 CCW felony firearm FIP where the felony firearm was dismissed. So based on his record, he has the potential to carry a weapon. We don't want to see something further happen. I think that the court needs to err on the side of caution at this point because they are merely allegations that the court should set an appropriate bond for this matter.
Thank you. I heard the representations on both sides again in this particular matter. The court is not going to change its mind using the clear and convincing evidence standard. This court does find that Mr. Elliott is a danger. Okay. Aside from having the prior convictions only show.
Hey, Demon, they're not done. She is.
Oh, they're
not
coming back
done.
for more?
Oh, she is not done. She's like, no. This defense attorney is like, no, I am going all out for my client right now. And
That's awesome, though. I love that.
You know, I love it too. She does such a good job. The facts are against her or against him, but if I ever got in trouble, this is who I want.
You'd want one just like that.
Yeah. Oh no, I rewound it. No, not the missed the play button. Oh.
Can you not skip? No.
Starts hearing arguments. Looks at the.
I can skip. No, the scroll for the timeline of the video is right above the play button, and I clicked the little scroll. All right, I gotta find where I was. Hold on.
That he could say that is nowhere near this defendant. So.
Oh. All right, so this is where I paused it on purpose to talk. So we're like a minute behind.
Cool.
A witness.
And Counsel Quo, did you want to respond?
Your Honor, I guess it's pretty egregious where we're now saying that the officers noted that in the security video was important because they put that in the investigator's report to note that not only for the prosecutor's point, but for the defense point. So to make accusations that a police officer is lying by what it was stated that it's on video. So I take it could be either exculpatory or inculpatory. So, but the point is, we have a complainant that said this happened. These are allegations. And so that is what a trial is about. So at this point, I think that I'm not asking for a high monetary bond, but a monetary bond to ensure his appearance and to also a tether to keep him away from the complainant. This has been going on 4 years. The complainant's an 18-year-old. This guy is 34 years old. The defendant is. What is going on? You know? So we don't know. We don't have enough fact, but what we have in front of us that the defendant has a history of, I have 3 R&Os dating back from 2005, also larceny from a motor vehicle in 2007 and 8, and recently a 2017 CCW felony firearm FIP where the felony firearm was dismissed. So based on his record, he has the potential to carry a weapon. We don't want to see something further happen. I think that the court needs to err on the side of caution at this point because they are merely allegations that the court should set an appropriate bond for this matter.
Thank you. I heard the representations of both.
All right, we're gonna try this again. Hey, this is where I paused the last time. I'm not gonna rewind it this time. How you doing over there?
I am doing good. I'm trying to follow the side chat here as well on my phone. I'm afraid to touch anything on my computer in case I cause a greater delay.
We're actually really good right now.
Yeah, no,
My-
actually, it's coming through pretty solid now.
Yeah, my video being off and you not touching your computer, I think that's the secret sauce. All right,
Absolutely.
now let's go.
Sides again in this particular matter. The court is not going to change its mind using the clear and convincing evidence standard. This court does find that Mr. Elliott is a danger, okay? Aside from having, the prior convictions only show that, okay, he has prior convictions. But my concern is that an incident, or there's been an incident that's been going on a number of years, whether it's one incident or a number of years, but there's also footage is that Mr. Elliott was driving at a high rate of speed, okay, going towards the complainant in this matter, who is exiting another vehicle. Again, bond is going to be $10,000, 10%, along with those other bond conditions. There's going to be a GPS tether, and this is work only. Counsel, it's going to be unaffordable. Is that correct?
That's unaffordable, and he's gonna lose his job waiting for the tether. Both jobs not provide because of something the complaining witness said. No matter what my client says, since it's just what he said basically. Doesn't matter what my client says. It only matters what the complaining witness said. Apparently, I guess, Your Honor, here. So he told the court he won't even go to his house, even though they don't live together. He's willing to not stay at that location. He's willing to not stay with his family. He's willing to listen to the court. The complaining witness blew up his car, Your Honor. We have it, it's funny that they talk about the age. Sometimes they say, oh, this is a young man that's strong, that's the 18-year-old that's bothering an older man. But now it's the opposite here, Your Honor. He's not on probation or parole, nothing pending, never gave the court any reason to believe that he's not going to show up to court. No capious history. And again, we don't know what the video shows, and the report is not admissible, Your Honor. So there is trial, but while he's waiting for trial, while he's waiting to prove his innocence, he's going to lose both his jobs waiting for that tether, because no employee is going to wait for somebody while they sit in jail for a week and not show up to work on allegations with no witnesses. Okay, no medics, no injuries, no contact made. We know that there's issues between these parties, and he's willing to stay in a whole completely different street and city and area if that's what the court wants him to do. But yet, the court is going to put those on him when he's presumed innocent unless proven guilty beyond reasonable doubt. And we don't even know if there's anything assaultive on his record, because we don't know if there was an assaultive element to the R&Os on him.
Thank you, counsel. You placed it on the record. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Elliott. The bond amount and bond conditions are not going to change. Again, he's going to have a court date this Wednesday, January 17, 2024, where Judge McConicle is going to be looking at the bond amount and bond conditions. Thank you, Mr. Elliott. You can step aside.
Well, mine is 10,000.
$10,000, 10%.
So $1,000 I can get out of here.
Along with a GPS tether, sir, and other bond conditions.
What is the other bond condition? Stay away from them.
Have no contact with the complaint, no firearms. You're not to go to the address that's on Winthrop,
Okay.
and there's no driving, sir.
Excuse me.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you.
All right.
Oh, she was brilliant.
She was brilliant, and she fought tooth and nail for him.
I thought it
then
was
at the end-
fantastic.
Yeah, it was. She did a great job, and at the end of the day, he's like, "Oh, so just $1,000? Okay, what do I have to do? All right, I can do that." And like,
See, I
It's
think
really
when
weird.
there's I don't always see somebody who frequents the court system, but a lot of them it's just part of the game, But although it seems like he doesn't have any major history or anything, but she made a really good point. Like when it's an 18-year-old on trial for something, it's like, oh, he's 18 and really strong. But when it's the shoe on the other foot, it's
you heard it backwards. He's 34. The complaining witness is 18.
No, that's what I mean. Like she was saying that if the shoe is on the other foot, it would be a case of, oh, he's 18 and really strong. Whereas now, because it's the other way around, he's 18 and really young. You know what I mean? She made a really good point there.
That's a good point.
But
yeah, after all that fighting, after fighting with the judge, fighting with the prosecutor, doing all that work, like she did a really good job. And his response was,
amazing.
"Oh, $1,000? Okay, All
Okay,
right, what do
cool.
I need to
See
do?
ya.
Just stay away from him? All right, bye.
People just
like-
don't care. They like
People don't
everything. Like
care.
that's a great lawyer to have fight in your corner. Just hand it to you for free, and not so much as a thank you.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly.
I just wanted to respond to one quick comment in side chat. Lolly says he's an actor's actor. Love Hugh Laurie. I absolutely adore Hugh Laurie. A Bit of Fry and Laurie, one of the best shows out there, by the way, for anybody who hasn't seen it. And of course, Blackadder. That goes without saying. One of the greatest shows ever made. Just to say.
Of Fools and Horses, I thought was the best show ever made.
Only Fools and Horses, absolutely one of the best. Old British comedy is fantastic. It's pretty shit now, but
yeah, I've seen that show and I've seen Mr. Bean, which Mr. Bean was like kind of derived from Only Fools and Horses, just a different way. But it was those are the two shows that I know of British comedy.
well, if you like Mr. Bean, the main guy, Mr. Bean, Ron Atkinson, he plays Blackadder in the show Blackadder. It's 4 seasons. Fantastic. Oh yeah, Jeeves and Wooster was amazing. Actually, one video you could look at real quick, if you can bring it up. There's a really funny Fry and Laurie court video, and it's absolutely hilarious. You might often hear me in some of my videos say, that's not the subject of this assize. That's where I get that from. Hardy Bucks, of course, is the finest of Irish comedy, without a shadow of a doubt. Might not be to everybody's taste. It might be hard to understand, but it's amazing. Prince Thicky, Black Thicky Adder Thicky. It's such a good show. Blackadder is amazing. I think the best Blackadder is the World War One. Blackadder goes fourth. The one with Rick Mail as Captain Flashheart. So yeah, check that out. It's fucking amazing.
I will check it out. I'm not going to bring it up because I was just remonetized, and I'm not going to start like random clips on my YouTube channel.
That is a fair point. What you do, right, when you get off here, look up Blackadder, the scene with General Melchett, which is Stephen Fry, and Now Then. Oh, Mitchell and Webb. I was just watching them last night. Their show is Peep Show, but that Mitchell and Webb look. The famous scene there is they're both Nazi soldiers at the end of World War II. And he just turns around and he's like, can I ask you something? He was like, yes. Are we the baddies? He's like, what do you mean? Well, like with all the skulls and stuff. It's amazing. Or when he's Karl Donitz after Hitler bites the dust and he becomes the chancellor. It is absolutely hilarious. Like Mitchell and Webb, amazing. Fry and Laurie, amazing. Obviously the two Ronnies, if you're going back. What's the one about the rag and bone men? What's that called? Somebody in the side chat will know.
I will not know. So hopefully
I guarantee somebody in the side chat will know the one I'm talking about. God. It's that old that the first 2 seasons I think were black and white, but they're absolutely amazing. There's the old UK TV gold. Oh, Steptoe & Son. That's it. Steptoe & Son. That's not Cat Ryan from Mitchelstown by any chance, is it? Like, that might be a shot in the dark, but is that Cat Ryan from Mitchelstown in Cork? Hardly. And if you like Stephen Fry, if you like audiobooks, I love audiobooks because one of my eyes is pretty messed up, so I prefer audiobooks. Stephen Fry reading the Sherlock Holmes books is about 50 hours long on Audible. Absolutely incredible.
I read all the Game of Thrones books and then I listened to the audiobooks. And I got
totally
more
different experience.
No, I know, but I got more of the audiobooks than I did Game of Thrones. That's the only experience I have with audiobooks.
I adore audiobooks. I used to be a night patrol driver for a security company, so audiobooks kept me going. Can I just real quick? So Kat is in Tipperary. I'm actually going to be in Tipperary tomorrow. My partner Chloe's from Care, so we go up to Tipperary a few times a week. Going to be in Clonmel tomorrow at some point anyway, and probably Care as well. And my club is based up in Cashel, so yeah, there you go. There's a lot of Ryans in County Tipperary. Well, hold on, actually, Kat, because I do know a Kat Ryan. You're not Kat that was at the Shamrock Rose thing in Mitchelstown by any chance, are you? Oh, you're in London. Your family are from Tip. Okay, definitely not you then, but lovely to chat.
I think that would have been weird.
Imagine that. Like that would be. Actually, there was one situation. I was down in the Harley Davidson store about a month ago, just before Christmas, I was getting something for my godson. I wanted to get him a little Harley Davidson vest. And as I was walking out, a guy was like, "Oh, looks like an Irish demon's in the house." I was like, "What the hell?" I've never been recognized in Ireland. I was recognized in Boston, which was a bit of a weird experience. The guy just walked up and he was like, "Hey, you're Irish demon." I was like, "Yes, I am." It was pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm never going to a Harley Davidson store with you ever again.
Yeah, I do get a little bit carried away, to be fair.
Okay, so for all the men out there that have been to just gone shopping with their significant other, you go to the mall, like, they want to go try on a dress. Like, I want to get a new outfit for this. It's only going to take like an hour. And they're like, but after it, we're going to go out to lunch. You can have, a couple beers. That's how Irish Demon put this towards me.
Yeah, we went to two, didn't we?
Yeah, we went to two.
Went to the Sin City Harley Davidson in Cincinnati.
Yeah, and then we went to the one in Kentucky.
The Sin City one was epic, I must say. The best Harley Davidson store I've been in is the one in I think it's called the Black Gold Harley Davidson in Dallas. That was insanely cool.
No, they were both cool.
Oh, they were epic. The dudes there were really cool. I remember chatting with the guys there about how much inventory was there, and they were like probably $1.6 million. I was like, hell yes.
Yeah,
and they had that the big iron statue outside. It was really cool. Sin City Harley Davidson was fantastic. They were really nice. And remember, one of them knew one of my friends from Ireland. Was that Sin City?
Yeah.
I think that was in Sin City. He was like, "Oh yeah, one of your friends, the president of my club, was over there, and he has a Harley Davidson dealership too."
Yeah, it was the Sin City one because the Kentucky one was that was just like a random night. The Sin City one was on our way to
Kentucky, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was so much fun.
The other one was in Florence, so the other one was in Northern Kentucky, but the Sin City one was actually in Cincinnati. That was the one that we spent like an hour and a half at.
Oh, I remember what happened. What it was, we got talking to some of the staff there, and one of the guys was like, "Oh, it was just in a Harley Davidson in Ireland." I was like, "No shit." And he mentioned the name of the president of my club, who happens to also own that Harley Davidson. And I was like, "No shit." So he knew a lot of people that I knew. It was really cool. Small world, especially the Harley world. It can be quite a small group. But
it's a very large small group.
It's a very large small group, and we all look very alike. To be fair,
you do, and I realize that
we are a tribe. We are a tribe of our own. You would think JL Warren would be a Harley Davidson guy, more like a Harley Davidson. He looks like a Harley guy. Like if you put a bandana on JL Warren and put him in front of a Harley, he would not look out of place.
Yeah, but he drives like a minivan in each Cheetos, so I don't know.
And he drives it really slowly.
But he doesn't drive slowly. He doesn't look.
Exactly. He's one of the most terrifying things.
Yeah, I've never been more afraid of a car than when I was in the back.
Especially a slow car. That's the crazy thing.
He wasn't driving fast. I drive faster than him, and I don't drive fast.
No, you do not. I don't think your car got out of second gear that whole time.
No, I think we made it to third, for like 20 seconds at a time.
For about 20 seconds, and then you started crying, so we had to slow down.
We're going too fast. We're going 10 miles an hour.
That old lady on the moped almost didn't overtake us.
Exactly. The moped lady was dangerous. We didn't know what she might have been packing. I didn't know. I was giving her.
You never know. Those moped old ladies crazy. One of those moped gangs.
That is a weekend I'll never forget. I very much appreciate.
Still, my highlight of that time was when we were sitting outside the hotel with JL Warren, laughing our asses off at that video at about 3 o'clock in the morning.
That was such a good video.
Oh man, that's one of my. I actually watched it today. It's on. I got a new phone. I have a sponsor for my channel, and he does like tech stuff and all that kind of thing. And he hooked me up with the new iPhone 15. As part of the deals that he does. He's amazing, by the way. And when I set up the phone yesterday, the video came up on my iCloud. So I actually watched it today as it happened. So I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool. But I love that video. It's one of my all-time favorites. But anyway, I better get out of here because I'm gonna have something to eat and go to bed because we're gonna be on the road all day tomorrow. So, but thanks so much for having me on. I'm glad we got over the kind of hiccup with the sound thing because, that lawyer was phenomenal. She was absolutely great.
She was good. She was good. Real quick, the jail Warren can laugh all day long, and you're just gonna record him. It's like, hold on a second. You hear this guy laughing in the background, you instantly pull out your phone and start.
You do. He is so much fun. Like, just to be in his presence, he's just so much fun. Like, I've been 2 of the times I've been in the States, I got to spend a lot of time with jail, and both times, like, it's just been the most fun. He just, I don't know. There's something about his personality. He's just infectious. Like, he just makes you laugh. It's just so. I'm just so happy I beat him at pool as well because he talked up a big fucking game.
As I was falling asleep in the corner because you guys played like 13 games. And
I always talk about that bar. That was the most surreal bar I've ever been in because it was like what you see on movies of like the American South. I know it's not like the deep South, but like dudes in cowboy hats and like cowboy glittery shirts and shit, and all the trucks lined up outside. It was the most surreal thing. It was fantastic. I loved it. I absolutely. I cannot wait to get back.
It was also after like a high school prom, and they let all the high school kids in there, and they were.
It was so cool. It was just like it was like for me when I was there, especially. So I've been to the States a few times now, but like of all the trips, the one where I was in Cincinnati and when we went down to Kentucky, that was by far the best trip. Like it was surreal for me. It was literally like being in a movie for me. It was like. I remember you kind of saying as you're driving, like, "But that's just normal stuff." I was like, "I know, but I got to stop and see it because it's in the movies." And like,
there's a sign. I see a sign. I see a sign.
I got to take a photograph of this house.
Sign.
And then when we went through Amish country, that just blew my mind. Like I was like, "Oh my god!"
You never put that video out. You never put that video out.
I lost half of the footage, and I tried, but no matter how much I played around with it, it made no sense whatsoever. It really didn't. So the only thing for it is I'm going to have to come back. Like I really want to get down there again and over maybe to Pennsylvania too to do some videos with the Amish. Because about an hour from where I live, there is an Amish community, like an actual American Amish community, about an hour from where I live. And I only found out about this a couple of months ago. So I'm thinking I'm going to film. Oh, well, no, actually, that's not true. Because I remember telling one of the Amish kids out there about them. So yeah. So I've known about it for a while, but I've kind of learned more about it in the past couple of months. But definitely, I would love to get back down there and film. I absolutely loved it down there. It was, and then we went to West Virginia for like an hour. I went to that hillbilly hot dog place. Oh, fuck, it was amazing. It was the best trip. Really was.
So real quick before Demon leaves, I gotta say this real fast.
You got it.
When we were interviewing we were.
I know what you're going to say.
I know you know what we're going to say. We walked into an Amish store, and we were interviewing the clerk there at an Amish store. Like, so it was in an Amish community, and Demon, like he's recording them, like asking all these questions. They were normal questions.
They were lovely kids. They were really nice kids.
These kids were amazing. They were kids. They were kids though.
Well, I think one of them was like 18, and the other one was 16. Something like that.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
But Demon, as we're recording, he's asking these questions that apparently the footage is lost.
So most of it is. Like there is some still there. I'll see what I can pull out and try and put something together though.
But so Demon just decides to ask, do you know what this is?
To be fair.
No, fair, I'm
go on. You say, and then I'll give a bit more context.
You can TVF all you want after I finish my statement.
But
Demon pulls out the camera. Demon pulls out. He's like, we're recording with this camera. He's like, you know what this is? This guy just looks at him. He's like, yeah, man, that's a camera. And Demon's like, he's like, yeah, we know what cameras are. I know what that is, and. This Amish kid made Demon feel really stupid for about 30 seconds, and it took him a minute to recompose himself because he realized what he just asked him. And to
be fair, it right. So just to clarify, okay, I didn't think that he didn't know what a camera was. Right. So the rig that I was using was this really weird looking fucking, it had like a stabilizer, and it didn't look like a camera, to be fair. Like it didn't just look like a normal camera. And when I pulled it out, he was looking at it like, because I'd been using the GoPro the whole time. And when I pulled it out, he looked at me like I had 6 heads. And I was like, oh, do you know what this is? As in, so that he'd be comfortable with it. Like, because he knew what the GoPro was. And he was like, what, a camera? Yeah, we know what that is. It was just the way he said, he was like, what, a camera? Yeah, we know what that is. I was like, oh, and the first thing I said when I came out, I was like, oh, that came out really wrong, didn't it? And you were like, yeah, that was pretty fucking bad. I was like, damn. And then he had a bow and arrow. The kid had a bow and arrow.
This is the best.
And I was like, oh, so you use that for
over
his
his
stuff?
shoulder.
He's like, yeah, over his shoulder, ready to fucking rock and roll. And we were chatting because I do a bit of hunting too. And I was like, so what kind of stuff do you take with the bow and arrow? He was like, wild turkeys or whatever it was. I was like, what about, and I was saying, yeah, I do a bit of hunting as well. I was like, what about rabbits? He was like, no. I was like, why not? He goes, they're too fast for a bow and arrow. I was like, yeah, I know that. Like, I don't even know why I asked. I thought maybe you had some secret Amish abilities that you could shoot a really fast moving tiny animal with a bow and arrow, but it was good fun though. They were a lovely kid. We had a great time with them. They were really fun. Took them out to the strip club, got wasted.
They were good. And I that's why it took us 6 hours to drive 2.5 hours.
Exactly.
Hopefully you get the footage for that, because that was a really good interview.
There's definitely some there. I'll go through it again and see if I can kind of make something work. I probably won't put it out as a proper video. I might just show it on a live stream. But definitely my goal is for myself and Chloe to get back to the States this summer, and check out a few more places and do some kind of on the road stuff. It'd be a bit of fun.
Yeah, what did I hear you're going to Vegas?
We're supposed to go.
Is it just a rumor, or did that actually happen?
No, we were legitimately supposed to go at the end of this month. Unfortunately, that fell through, things out of our control. But the plan is to try to get back there kind of maybe, we're thinking like May or June to get back to the States anyway. I don't know if that would be in Vegas or where, but that's the plan anyway. We're heading back there. Dark Face says the States. We're going back stateside. We're going to London for the first week of Feb. So we're going to do a bit of a meetup over there. That'll be a bit of fun. And we're going back there again the first week of March for a family thing. So, and then I think the next trip is Venice. And then hopefully the States in May or June. That's the plan anyway. All going to plan. That's what we're aiming for. So if we can get back there for May, yeah, I mean, fucking Vegas in May. Why not?
Yeah,
I'll be down for that.
If you go to Vegas in May, there's a good chance that Heather and I might join you if it's in May.
Do you know roughly what part of May, or what is that even the right term? You know what I mean? Do you know roughly when in May, like start of May, end of May?
We can make it any part of May as long as we have a good enough heads up. So I turned 40. I turned 40 in 2 months.
That's crazy. That's old as shit.
I know. I'm so fucking old, right?
May 27th.
And then
leave that with me.
And then May 27th is Heather's birthday.
Excellent.
So
you leave that with me. I'll see what I can pull.
If you can somehow, if you could just any time in May. May is a great time to go to Vegas because it's just the start of summer, so it's not going to be blazing,
exactly.
But it's still
that's what everybody said to me as well. But like what I'm thinking is if we can make this a thing that we all get out to Vegas in May, like we could try to get JL, Johnny O, a few others to come down there too. It'd be awesome.
JL take his minivan down there and drive us all around and bump into every car on his way. So
most likely.
Really quickly.
While not looking at all.
I wanna be in person with JL.
Is there no feckin' phone holders where JL lives? And can the man please charge his phone before he leaves places? For Christ's sake. Do you know what I mean?
Can he please? So I'm in the back seat, just so everyone knows. I'm in the back seat asking him questions because JL is one of the smartest people I've ever met.
Oh man, the guy's a genius.
He is brilliant. He is brilliant. And I'm asking, so we're bouncing ideas off back and forth. This is before I have a channel. So I'm in the back seat with 2 YouTubers, and I'm like, I'm going to spend this time being, pretending at least to be excited about being behind, Irish Demon when I have JL Warren in the car. Exactly. So I started asking JL Warren questions, and he's going in depth in his answers. But he keeps turning around and looking at me, not looking at me through the rearview mirror, turning around while he's
his whole
driving
body,
the highway.
His whole body, 150 miles an hour.
Yeah, turning around and talking to me. I'm like, dude, we're on our way to a gun range. I don't feel safe with you in the car. Can you just drop me off at my hotel? I need to know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The gun range. That was crazy, man.
Yeah, I didn't go. Remember, because I was like,
that's right.
Jail terrified me. Jail terrified me to the point in the car. I'm like, can you guys just please drop me off at the hotel? Like,
I love it. Do you know what I loved about jail at the gun range? When we were going in there, he was like, yeah, I don't like guns. I don't think anybody needs guns, blah, blah, blah. Literally 5 minutes later, he was like, fine. Bah, 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 take a pitch. Bah, bah, bah. I was like, you like him now, don't you? You like him now, don't you? And he's like, okay, I need to get a bump stock right now. It was awesome. I came out, I was like, do you still hate guns? He was like, fundamentally, yes. In practice, no. I was like, yes, I knew it. We had a great time, though. Anyway, I better get out of here and feed myself and the boss, or I'll be killed.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, let's catch up again soon. We should definitely try to actually plan something for May. I think that would be really cool.
That would be cool. Demon, thank you for hanging out.
My pleasure, man. Thank you so much for having me, and thank you everybody in the chat. And I'm sure I'll see you all really soon.
Yep.
Take care.
We still have another hour of video to go through.
I'd love to say sorry for derailing.
Demon was just here to spread his muscle.
You know me, I love to derail shit.
We had fun.
Absolutely. I'll talk to you soon, man. Thanks so much for having me on.
Yep. Demon, thank you so much for leaving me in the middle of a sentence. So yeah, that was great. All right. Let's play this. It's supposed to be an hour-long video, and it's been an hour and a half, and we're not even halfway through the video. It's what happens when you put Demon and I together. All right. Next clip. Let's go.
Melvin North Terrell Cartwright.
Thank you, Mr. Cartwright. So this magistrate at Charter Fair, you heard criminal matter. Case numbers 20055850001. You have an attorney. Go ahead, counsel.
Just to share on behalf of Mr. Cartwright, who is formal reading understands his constitutional rights and stands here.
Answer plea of not guilty. Court dates are January 23rd, 2024. Probable cause conference, followed by criminal examination, January 30th, 2024. Both matters are in front of Judge King. Mr. Cartwright, there's some bond conditions. One is you're not to have any contact with the complaint, Shakaya Jerry. That means no person-to-person contact, no contact with third parties, no phone calls, no emails, no text messaging, sir. You're not to possess any firearms or any other dangerous weapons. And it appears from the investigator's report, strike that. You're not to go to the location of 12046 Hayden City, Detroit, the complaint's residence. I will also indicate that this is from 2019, June 2019. I don't have a case history. I don't have a criminal history. He has local ties. Counsel Coyle, go ahead, Esteban.
Yes, I did know that he has no KPS or criminal history. It is an old case. It is from June of 2019, but the allegations are very serious. They have a child in common. I do not know of anything occurring since this occurred. Apparently, he was upset that she had probably a new boyfriend, pulled out a gun and cocked it, and then he assaulted him with the gun and then pulled her hair and pushed her face in the bed and tried to sexually assault her. Strangled her, the allegations, and pointed the gun at the people based on this. And then she did go to the 6th precinct immediately after and reported the assault. Even though the allegations are also very serious, the people are requesting, Your Honor, a $40,000, 10% bond, and also no contact. And also, I'm not going to ask for a tether. It does not. I have no indication that he has any. There is no KPS here, and that there's been any assaultive contact with these individuals. So I will not ask for that in this matter. But if the court sees fit to impose that, so be it. I would respect that. Thank you.
Counselor Shire? Thank you, Counselor Coyle.
Your Honor, that is correct. 4.5 years have passed, and we were not aware, and we are not aware of any incidents between the parties in the 4.5 years that have passed, although they do share a child in common. He has no prior criminal history, not on probation or parole, nothing pending. He's employed the post office as a mailman. He has 3 kids. He's a lifelong resident. No habeas history either. Never arraigned on this matter. No witnesses, no injuries that anyone observed that we are aware of, no medics. So if this had just happened this year, in the past year, you know, that I know that the court would be concerned about safety, but this is an individual that in the 4.5 years that have passed has not had any incidents against him that we are aware of, not with that complaining witness, not with anybody else. Again, no priors. No, I don't believe he's at flight risk. I don't believe he's at danger. I'm respectfully asking the court to consider a personal bond. No objection to a very high personal bond, and he understands absolutely no contact.
Thank you. I've heard the representations on both sides in this particular matter. The charges are serious, and what concerns me is that whether or not Mr. Cartwright we have any recent information in whether or not there have been any assaultive contact, assaultive behavior between Mr. Cartwright and the complainant in this matter. That being said, and while the charges are serious, nothing to show that there's a habeas history, since a flight risk, that this was maybe one incident, isolated incident, we do not know. But what is before me, I'm going to take a chance, and Mr. Cartwright, I'm going to give you a $50,000 personal bond. Nobody needs to pay any money for you to get out of jail. If you violate any of the bond conditions, don't show up for court, then you're going to be looking at a monetary bond. You understand that, Mr. Cartwright?
Yes, I do. Can I ask a question? Okay, sorry.
If the question as to the bond amount and bond conditions or court date.
No. No, and I have no questions.
All right, thank you, sir. You can step aside.
Step on the black line and say your name.
Jamon Tyler.
Sir, are you Jamon Dewan Tice?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Tyler, I'm Magistrate out there. You're here on a criminal matter. Case number is 240-5522-401. Sir, you have an attorney. Go ahead, counsel.
Justice Chubb, on behalf of Mr. Tyler, who is from a reading understands his constitutional rights, stands here.
Mutual plea of not guilty. Court dates are January 25th, 2024, probable cause conference, followed by preliminary examination, January 31st, 2024. Both matters are in front of Judge Sabri. Mr. Tyler, while this case is pending, you're not to possess any firearms or any other dangerous weapons. Further, sir, you're not to have any contact with a Miriam Hagood. That means no person-to-person contact, no contact with third parties, no phone calls, no emails, no text messaging. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
With that being said, Counsel Coyle, I don't have habeas history, criminal history. He has metropolitan ties or local ties in the state of Michigan. Go ahead, Esteban, please.
People are requesting 500,000 cash surety, no contact, Heather house arrest if he makes that bond. Your Honor, this matter is that the allegations are as such, the defendant approached the complainant for money. The complainant in this matter is the 75-year-old man. The complainant gave him $1, and that's when the defendant opened his passenger door and entered the complainant's vehicle. The complainant told him to get out of his vehicle.
All right, this is a serious case, but CYP, the first time I was in LAX and flew back to Cincinnati, I was on a red line flight. I did the exact same thing. LAX to Cincinnati, it's at like 12 a.m. or yeah, like the flight took off like at 11:30 p.m. So it was a red line flight. So we got to back into Cincinnati at like 8 a.m. But they took off over the Pacific Ocean, and I'm like, whoa, we're going the wrong way. I totally understand what you're talking about. Then they turned around and yeah. All right. But yeah, that's normal. That's normal.
And then he told the complainant that he was going to shoot him, like put his hand in his pocket to make him believe that he was armed with weapons. He then kicked the 75-year-old 3 to 4 times. He kicked him out of his vehicle, and the complainant gets out. The defendant drives away with the complainant's car. He hit like a block and then crashed into the car. And the defendant in this matter admitted to the police to pushing the complainant out of the car and driving off with the car. Your Honor, also, the reason I'm asking not only for that reason, being a carjacking and armed robbery, he also has a pending fleeing and elude third set for, I believe it was a preliminary exam on the 17th before Judge Giles. In that matter, it was set at a $50,000 personal bond. Your Honor, if somebody goes, he's on bond for fleeing and elude, and he's got a personal bond, and now he goes out and robs and carjacks a 75-year-old man, I'd ask for that high $500,000 cash surety, no contact with the tether, house arrest as well.
Thank you. Counselor Scheid?
Your Honor, this is an individual with absolutely no prior criminal history that we are aware of, no capious history as the court indicated. Your Honor, we're not going to be objecting to a GPS tether and house arrest, given that we understand the charges that are in front of you, although they are allegations and he is presumed innocent unless proven guilty beyond reasonable doubt. But he doesn't need to go anywhere, Your Honor. He has family ties, community ties. He's doing odd jobs looking for a consistent job. So he does not need to leave the house. So if the court is concerned about safety, he would be home on house arrest. And Your Honor, in the report, it does say that the complaining witness was unable to make a positive identification when shown a photo lineup, including the offender. And I think that is important to note there. So I am respectfully asking the court to consider a very high personal bond with a GPS tether and house arrest, Your Honor. He does not need to leave for any reason.
Thank you, counsel. I've heard the representations of both sides. Court starts off with a personal bond theory or personal bond standard. Then here's representations from both sides and looks at the allegations in the investigative report, as well as the charges, looking at all that. Mr. Tyler, one being is that he has a pending for fleeing and eluding. That means he's running for some reason. He's driving and at least fleeing and eluding is driving and running away from the police in a motor vehicle. Would that be correct, Counsel Coyle?
That would be correct. Correct.
And he was given a personal bond in that case. And he's got a preliminary examination that's coming up later on in this month. And then this occurs on January 12th this month, in which an older individual gives Mr. Tyler $1 because that was requested, and then allegedly assaults the complainant, from what I'm reading, getting the motor vehicle from the complainant, even though that there is no identification. Mr. Tyler has, and he fit the description, okay, of what he was wearing. He had the clothing, supposedly the pants that he had that on his person because he was wearing shorts. In this particular matter, this court does find, based on the clear and convincing evidence standard, that Mr. Tyler, he is a danger. And so he's going to get an unaffordable bond amount of $500,000 cash surety with the additional bond conditions of GPS tether, house arrest. I believe that's going to be unaffordable. Is that correct, Counsel Scheid?
Correct.
That means he's going to get a court date this Wednesday, January 17, 2024, 9 o'clock in front of Judge McConicle, who's going to look at the bond amount and bond conditions. Thank you, Mr. Tyler. You can step aside.
Yeah, they said personal bond.
Ray, what do you want to make? Ray, what do you want to make?
I just got a personal bond. That's what's going on.
31. Go that way. Come on, man. Black line. Hey, my man, go sit your ass down. Go sit down. Get out the door. Go sit down, man.
Hey, how you doing? My name's Sheldon McCarver.
Is it Sheldon Anthony McCarver Jr., sir?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. I'm Magistrate Chantea here in criminal matter, case number 2455222501, sir. You have an attorney. Go ahead, counsel.
Just so we break this up a little bit, for everyone that just joined, you missed a lot of fun with Irish Demon and myself. Make sure you like and subscribe. This next one it's serious. It's serious. You know what? Let's just keep it at that. Just make sure you, oh, hiccups. All right. Make sure you like before hiccups. Wow. All right, let's go.
Just Michelle, on behalf of Mr. Reading the
Thank you.
Constitution.
Thank you, ma'am. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty. Court dates are January 26, 2024. Probable cause conference, followed by preliminary examination, January 31st, 2024. Both matters are in front of Judge Giles. Mr. McCarver, there's some bond conditions. You're not to possess any firearms or any other dangerous weapons. Also, Mr. McCarver, you are not to have contact with the complainant, Andre Mabone, in this particular matter. Do you understand the bond conditions, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Counsel Coyle, in this particular matter, I have a felony narcotics conviction, 2015, no previous history. I also have that he has local ties. Go ahead, Esteban, ma'am.
I also have a couple misdemeanors from 2012, 2017. I also have a 2013 home invasion second, larceny in a building that was under HIDA, as well as a 2013 disturbing the peace that was also under HIDA. Your Honor, the allegations are extremely serious, and it's a really, really highly assaultive case. The complaint in this matter, Mr. Mabone, was shot in the arm. What apparently the allegations are that the victim and the defendant are friends, and that the defendant was over the complainant's house and he was cooking. And the complainant went to get a cigarette and he opened the door. The defendant opens the door for a woman who apparently had previously robbed the complainant. And she was armed with a blue steel revolver. That same gun was used to rob the complainant on January 2nd of this year. The complainant seeing something going on, goes into his bedroom door, closes it, and the woman shoots 4 times, striking the complainant in the arm in this matter. Well, what really goes on in this matter is that apparently the complainant had met the woman through the defendant a couple months prior. The complainant had propositioned the woman for sex, but apparently her price was too expensive. She shows up with the defendant at the complainant's house, and this was, the robbery was unannounced and robbed the complainant of $700 with the gun. So this woman, her name is Haley Cummings. So on the 8th, when this occurred, the defendant then left Ms. Cummings in the house. They found that that was true because they had been text messages that were found on Ms. Cummings' phone that linked text messages between the defendant and Ms. Cummings, and that it was a setup. And that day when she shot in through the door and then shot Mr. McBain in the arm, he then leaves with the woman, Ms. Cummings. Apparently, at some point later, he is seen at a gas station, and Ms. Cummings was also shot. The defendant was shot. Apparently, per the defendant's own statement, there was a shootout between Ms. Cummings and the defendant in the car. So the defendant's statement that he exchanged shots with her because she pulled a gun on him, he went for the second gun, and they exchanged shots, and that ended in the demise of Ms. Cummings. But he also admits to setting up his friend. He said it was to get to get money. So this is a horrible situation that has transpired, ending in the shooting of all three of them, one of them dying. And the only person in this that had unclean or clean hands was allegedly the complainant in this matter. I also want to bring it to the court's attention that Mr. McCarver has a pending RCSP firearm larceny in a building, in which the bond in that matter is set at $25,000 personal bond. That exam is also before Judge Giles on the 17th, which is 2 days away. Your Honor, he's out on bond, and then this occurs, and which is even more, I don't even know how to summarize this. We've got 3 people shot, including the defendant, and 1 person dead. So, Your Honor, this couldn't be any more assaultive than it is. The people are requesting a $2 million cash surety bond on this matter. Of course, no contact with the complainant because he is a witness in this matter, and obviously he had no problem setting up his friend with and for alleged a robbery in which they brought a weapon, and that the guy was shot in his own house. And if he does make that bond, Your Honor, I'm asking for a tether house arrest.
Is it 2 million cash surety, 2 million cash?
I'll take the 2 million cash, Your Honor, because this should be based on it. He's extremely assaultive, and he's out on bond on another case, and so I'm asking for 2 million cash on that.
Thank you. Counsel Shive, go ahead, extra bond, please.
This case is kind of insane, right? It's a lot going on here. This guy, they're asking for 2 million cash. What do you think the defense counsel? She's been on top of it today. $2 million is what the state's asking for. Before we play the rest, what do you think his final bond is going to be? That's going to be the question. For everyone who's watching this later, put it in the comments. For everyone watching it now, what is his bond going to be? We already know she's really good at what she does. This is on top.
The complaining witness, when interviewed by the detectives, states that he met the white girl. He asked her if she wanted to get down with him, offered to pay her for sex. He stated she told him it would cost $1,000 to $1,400, and he told her he didn't have that kind of money. So he is involved with the complaining witness, trying to pay her for sex, basically prostitution, which you know, Your Honor, he refers to this white girl multiple times as the one who shot him. He said specifically that my client was not the person that shot him. Multiple times in the report, he says that. He also let her in to his house when she knocked on the door. He refers to her many times. She is now deceased. She obviously, Your Honor, would have been the co-defendant here. Your Honor, she is the one in the report that is mentioned multiple times saying that she shot him. She came to the house. She robbed him. He tried to pay her for sex. We don't know if he didn't pay her after they had sex and she was getting her money, Your Honor. But what we do know is that at some point she ends up shooting my client. She is danger.
For those of you that don't know, 376 euros is equal to about 10,000 American. So that's what Deb's saying right now. That was a joke. That was a joke. For all the people that want to comment, you know what? Go ahead and comment.
He defends himself. Thank God he is still alive. But in this report, what we do have is that the complaining witness himself saying multiple times, the white chick shot me, the white girl came to the door, I opened the door for her, I let her in, she robbed me, I had met her, asked her if she wanted to have sex. tried to pay her for the sex, couldn't afford what she wanted, Your Honor. And my client is somehow being the one standing in front of you today on these allegations. He has no capious history. He's not being charged with anything other than what's in front of us. He is being charged with assault with intent to murder, although multiple times again in here it says he did not shoot him. He did not even fire at him. He did not even point a gun or hold anything towards the complaining witness. We know that this woman, Ms. Cummings, did, who's now deceased. I'm respectfully asking the court to consider a GPS tether, house arrest, no contact. He's not at flight risk. He has no capious history. He's out on a personal bond, Your Honor. He's a lifelong resident. Obviously a lot going on here, including with the complaining witness being involved in illegal activity. So respectfully asking the court to consider a GPS tether, house arrest, and a high personal bond, Your Honor.
Your Honor,
Thank you.
this wouldn't have happened without
Counsel Coyle, I heard enough. Thank you, ma'am. I've heard, the court heard the representations from both sides. Court starts off with a personal bond standard and then starts looking at, after hearing the allegations, the representations from both sides, look at the allegations in the investigator's report. And there's two incidences. One is January 2nd, in which the complainant was robbed by the decedent, Miss Haley, okay? And then this happened on January 8th. So we got two incidences. The second incident is involving Mr. McCarver, because the first incident doesn't appear to involve Mr. McCarver, but in this incident is that Mr. McCarver comes to the complainant's home, comes unannounced. He is let in by the complainant. The complainant shuts the door while the complainant had been cooking. At some point, he stops, goes to his bedroom to get what my reading is a cigarette, is where he observes Mr. McCarver go a white female come into the house. If that person had not come into the house, we might not be standing here. I do not know. But the two things is from the complaint is that he saw Mr. McCarver open the door, allow that female in, okay? And then not only that, but Mr. Sheldon had also said is that there's also text messages between Mr. McCarver and the decedent, in which is that they were going to rob Mr. Mabone, Andre Mabone, the complainant in this matter. This court is satisfied that under the standard of clear and convincing evidence that Mr. McCarver, he is a danger in this particular matter. His bond is going to be $2 million cash, no surety, no 10%. Okay, he's got a GPS tether, house arrest as an additional bond because it's unaffordable. I'm going to take it. I don't think that Mr. McCarver may, but I don't think he has $2 million. He's going to get an unaffordable court date, January 17, 2024, 9 o'clock this Wednesday in front of Judge McConigal, who's going to look at the bond amount and bond conditions. Counsel, anything else?
Nothing further.
No?
No, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. McCarver. You can step aside.
Sorry about it. Yeah. Come on, man.
All right. I believe we're changing out of Michigan now. We're headed down to Texas. Still crazy. Nothing easy today. People have not been, people just, it's a holiday weekend. That's all I'm going to say. Let's go. Okay, hit the play button. There we go.
All right, so Mr.
Texas.
Sierra Mitares here on the one burglary vehicle charge, one misdemeanor marijuana charge, and 6 felony drug charges, okay? So this morning you scheduled for a bond reduction hearing. Your permanent attorney in this case is the public defender's office, who are also representing you in a whole bunch of other cases you have pending right now, okay? This morning, Ms. Quevedo will present evidence on your behalf to try and convince me to lower your bond. And I'm going to hear from the prosecutor, Mr. Dixon, then I'll make my decision as to what happens to your bond. Mr. Dixon, on the summary of the facts of the case, I want to know the dates of offense, okay?
Okay.
All right, Ms. Quevedo.
Sorry, Judge.
Yeah.
Did you say, what did you say to Mr. Dixon about the summaries?
That's the date of offenses.
Oh, okay.
Because
Mr.
he's out on bond on a whole bunch of other cases, and I want to know in relationship to that, when did these offenses occur? Go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Judge. Mr. Chiaramitaro indicated that if he's granted the relief requested, he would live at 3223 Edrock. He's lived here in El Paso his entire life. He went to high school here, but he did not finish. He has an 18-year-old child, and he has his mother and father here in El Paso. He indicated to Mr. Rivera that he has about $300 that he can post toward this bond, and he is respectfully requesting bond reduction or split bonds, whatever relief, if any, the court should find fitting. Thank you, Judge.
All right, Mr. So first of all, let's start with prior criminal history.
All right, it's quite extensive. He has a PCS PG1 less than a gram in 2000. He was convicted of a theft class B in 2002.
Yeah, when he says quite extensive, he's not lying. It is quite extensive. This is another, what is his bond going to be? What do you guys think? Some of you nailed the last one. See if you nail this one. Go for 2 for 2.
Theft class B 2004, false report 2008, POM 2008, Berg Hab 2008, grim mischief class A 2009, graffiti class B 2010, and then he has a Mandel PG2 1 to 4 in 2013 that he went to prison for 2 years. He has as well as a PCS PG1 1 to 4 in 2015 that he went to 2 years for. Those were concurrent. Possession of dangerous drug 2015, PCS PG3 less than 28 grams 2015. And then in 2016, he went to prison for 5 years for the following cases: PCS PG2 4 to 200, tampering 2016, PCS PG1 1 to 4 2016. Then when he got out of prison, he was convicted and went to back to the pen. So this is his third Texas State pen trip for PCS PG1 4 to 200 in 2022. Then he had another he also had another drug of PG1 4 to 200 in 2022, tampering in 2022, and then PCS PG2 1 to 4. So those were 4 different drugs. He has pending theft cases, pending drug cases, and he went to prison in 2011 for federal cocaine charges for several years.
Okay, let's just go per case, just primarily on the big Mandels, the ones that have 30, 80, and 125 bonds.
Okay. There was a search warrant, Your Honor. The date of the offense was January 12th, 2024, when they searched his residence, where they had his, because they pulled him over first as he left the house, and he had marijuana in his car. And then when they searched his house right after he left, they found 759.2 grams of meth. They also found THC cartridges. And then they had 46.9 grams of fentanyl. And then they had 41.6 grams of cocaine. Let me give you the other ones as well, Your Honor. And then on December 6, 2023, that was the burglary of a vehicle, where he actually did it in he had a court hearing.
Courthouse. Yeah.
And he went and stole it from the parking lot, which I find quite offensive. And he stole a passport, a driver's license, bank cards, jewelry, a total value of $650. And then on October 9th, 2023, he was pulled over, and he had 54 grams of fentanyl in his car.
Okay. All right. So basically, he's looking at a habitual, right?
Yes, he has 4 separate pen trips, Your Honor.
All right. Request for bond reduction is going to be denied. Nature circumstances of the offense, prior criminal history. Thank you, sir. Your attorney from the Public Defender's Office will be talking to you and explaining to you what happens next in your case. Thank you.
It was kind of a trick question. I saw all your guys' numbers. You guys had some appropriate numbers. Denied never came out of anyone's mouth, though. That I should have waited to ask the question about halfway through instead of at the beginning when you just started hearing about it. But yeah, denied. Denied is what it should have been, and rightfully so. All right, this is the last one. This is a really quick one. It's only about 3 minutes long. I am going to let it play out. I'm going to peace out. I don't know who's live now. Biggin might be live. We might be rating Biggin. We'll see. We'll see who's live. So, all right. Thank you everybody for coming in. Let's see. Did I thank everybody? Laudner Debbie for becoming a new member? Yes. Flying Monkey, yes. Bell D. I think you super chatted when Demon was still up, so we talked about your super chat. But thank you everybody for the memberships and the super chats. All right, we're gonna finish this off with this clip, and then we're gonna rate somebody. And while this is playing, I'm gonna go figure out who we're rating. But if you haven't done it already, please like and subscribe. Until next time, bye.
No. What's your name, sir?
Chris Wallace.
Okay, no. All right, Mr. Wallace, you got a lot. Hold on. Mr. Wallace, you have been charged with hit and run is 2,000, improper use of the central lane is 500, reckless driving is 2,000, obstructing a law enforcement officer is 2,000, improper lane train is 500, turn signal violation is 500, speeding is 500, driving with a suspended or revoked license is 1,500, expired tag is 500, operating a vehicle without insurance is 500, fleeing or attempting to elude a police officer is 2,000, disregarding traffic control device is 500, driving under the influence of alcohol is 3,000, and use of license plate to conceal a vehicle identity is 500. Your total bond is $16,500. Your preliminary hearing date is on February the 21st. Based on your application, if you didn't indicate approximately how much money do you earn a month?
4,000 to 6,000.
All right, so based on the information, you'll have to hire your own attorney to represent you in this case. And do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Take care.
Thank you.
Yeah, all those are traffic matters. That guy just got charged with about 12 different cases, all from just leaving his house one day. Just want to put that in perspective. Everything he's charged with is traffic, fleeing a scene of an accident. I mean, that's why you don't drive if you're not allowed to. That guy had, what did they say, $16,000 for just driving? That's why you don't do it, man. Don't do it. Can't drive legally, don't drive. All right, I'm out. We're going to go raid Biggin. KCC also starts in about 15 minutes. So, yeah, I'll see you guys there. Hopefully you guys, enjoyed the content. And until next time, bye.